Reusse Unchained. We'll talk All-Star Game. Very exciting last night. But are you on the U of M campus right now? Where are you?
No, I was coming home from the Gopher campus. I went to their
Okay.
media day, and by the way, there was about 7 or 8 faithful there. No TV cameras, but they brought out like 20 players for 10 minutes apiece in this little lobby of their Hall of Fame building. I can tell you one thing though. I was coming from when you park over there, you take what you can, and I was walking maybe 4 blocks, and I was down on the side of the practice facility there, and I wasn't quite sure where to take the left, and there was a large fellow coming back in my direction, obviously a football player, and I said, "Are you a footballer?" And she said yes, and I said, "What's the best way to get to the Hall of Fame lobby?" And he says, "Do you want me to walk with you?" So that's a sure sign that you're A, he's got PJ manners, and B, they see a feeble old man and they think they should give him assistance as he's walking down the street.
Wow. I would say that's
So
elite. That's elite behavior
that
right
is
there from that
elite
young man.
behavior.
That's right.
Now I'm writing, yes, I'm writing a column on this Derek LeCaptain. He's from Door County. He's entering his 7th year, all with the Gophers. Way back in 2021, they had to use him as a running back. He ran for a touchdown. You guys might remember that. Well, he's back for his 7th year. Very excited young man, right? He's a father. His father was a coach out in Door County. His brother works in a pizza joint among the tourists. Anyway, as we're going, I get that I'm talking to him after he's done doing his 10 minutes. And I said, "I got to tell you, I think your coach is a little full of beans. I got to tell you," I said, "when he crawls all over the players' backs after beating Rhode Island, it bothers me." He looked at me like I was insane. "How could you not love this man? He loves this man." It's unbelievable. I've never, I know you hear them being all in, some of them you hear being all in,
Yeah.
and you think they're repeating all the cliches they heard. This guy is all in. I mean, if PJ's still alive at his wedding, this guy's got the chance. PJ's got the chance to be the best man. That's for
See, I
sure.
feel like looking back, you should feel some regret that when the quarterly AM radio ratings books came out back
Yes,
in the day, if the
yes.
if the ride with Reusse or Reusse and
Become
Mackey, hey,
pro
we beat the
PJ.
Spanish speaking station this quarter. Let's let's
Yes,
let's
right.
crowd surf across Hubbard.
Yeah, yes. Or we should have gotten on the. I should have gotten on the PJ bandwagon. Maybe we all would have survived. But I do believe I'm going to have a little fun. That the column is going to end up with this guy looking at me like I'm insane for not loving PJ. So anyway,
Yeah.
but great kid. I mean, but he's been there. This is year 7. He's only got 1 degree so far. He isn't. Elementary education, but
A
he's.
masters or no?
You know what I found out? If you're back for your 7th year and you're ready to graduate, he's taking 1 credit and he's eligible for
Yeah.
football this semester. One, just because it's graduation. So you got to take. What do you take for 1 credit? Parking? I don't
Football,
know.
football. You take a football
You know,
class.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you what,
Scorekeeping.
I was an actual student, and clearly not an
yeah.
athlete, but I took a class one time when I was a senior at the U of M called baseball coaching, and it was taught by Rob Fornacier, the former
Okay.
longtime
Yes,
assistant
the
coach.
great Rob Sabornis here.
Or I'm sorry, I think it might have been called baseball scoring because the
Okay.
class was literally all about how to fill out any situation in a scorebook, which
That's
I had
What
already
awesome.
a
learned.
class.
I had already learned 10 years earlier,
Yes.
and it was like me and a bunch of football players and athletes and stuff. 1 credit, and everyone got a B or better. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure. So
really? Yes.
yeah,
Oh, it was 1 credit. So what? 1 class a week or 1 class
one class a
total?
week. One class a
Okay.
week. Yep.
You, boy, Okay, this week we're showing you how to score a sacrifice fly. Is that
Yep.
how it went? And
Yes. And if for the strikeout, if it was looking, you write the
yes,
K backwards.
backwards.
Yes.
Yes, I never did that. I just put a little C on mine up there, called. But I saw people who were experts who did it backwards. It must have been 12, 13 years ago. I did a column on people who still went to the game and scored. There's about 14 of them, but I found some old gals, like they were 65 or 70 then, went to every game and they kept their books, man.
Oh
But
yeah.
there's
Oh yeah,
there are
got it.
not many of those left. Hey, when
Yeah.
I was a kid, when the Twins first came here, uh, my family had a good friend, a woman who was a hardcore baseball fan. This is like the early '60s, and if she missed a, they would be listening on the radio, and they'd be scoring. If they missed a play, they'd call each other up and ask what it was. So one out in the third, what did Killebrew do? If they were doing the dishes or something,
That,
and that's definitely a lost art. But you have never lost the art, thanks to Rob Fortescue.
that's true. Yeah. I feel like there's two lost baseball fan arts. There's the hand scoring, and then there's the have the radio broadcast up either
Oh,
with the headphones or up to your ear to listen to the transistor
transistor,
radio.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
right.
Do that.
with the timed strikeout, if you have a batter violation, you get to make up your own K sign. So mine is an invert. It's just a K in the
Laying
sideways,
down.
basically,
Yeah.
of the frontwards
Sideways.
and backwards. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
there's no
Wow,
universal
that's
sign.
really well, it's incredible how many good radio guys there still are when everything's on TV. But when uh, when the White Sox come to town and you got Pat Hughes, and when the Cleveland comes to town, you got the all-time great Tommy Hamilton, and I'm sure that they've gone to Tommy Hamilton 100 times trying to get him to go to TV, and he loves the radio. So
Yeah. Vikings. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
The real question is this: how are we going to score the inevitable birth of the swing off
swing the
to end
swing
games?
off.
How are we going to
Do,
score the swing off?
do
There's no
you do
winning or
you
losing pitcher.
do you think the swing off is going to replace the putting the man on second during the regular season? I wouldn't be surprised. I
No, I
would
think they'll put the man on second for like into the 13th and then go swing off.
go swing off. By the way, can I tell you about my swing off experience last night?
Please. Yeah.
Uh, well, we lose power for no reason. There was not a real storm, and it was long gone at 7:15. Right, 7:15. So I went old school and drove around in the car and listened to the All-Star game. And they kept saying it'll be back at 9 o'clock. So I came home and it was back, right? So now I'm watching, everything's fine. I see the nice rally in the ninth inning there, a legitimate rally, not that. And now we're talking to Brent Rooker as he's going to be the first. Verducci's talking to Brent Rooker as he's going to be the first hitter in the swing off. Bloop, we lose power again. So I didn't get to see the swing off first ever because we were out without power for 2 more hours. Once again, the people on the other side of the street, lights glaring, everything fine. Us people on my side of the street for the 500th time, no power.
No
I'm
power.
I'm gonna move into next to a hospital where they make sure they give you power
you want the
instead of
you want the
instead
third
of
backup
instead
generator.
of
So,
my poor neighborhood that's all single family homes. We need a nursing home. We need something on my side of the street. Anyway, I didn't see the swing off, but Schwarber hit three, huh?
Schwarber hit the three, and then the Rays guy just had to hit one to extend it to and then
He
he
only had
could.
11 on the season, but he was the
Yeah.
third guy.
Well, so the
So,
problem is they had a bunch of other guys they wanted to go to, but like so Shohei Ohtani left at some,
oh
all these
sure,
guys are just
and
piecing
Judd.
out.
Judge
Well, those
left.
guys don't want to leave the game in fourth inning and then come back and hit, right? After
Right.
I never thought of that, but
Yes.
but you got Judge saying no. I'm not going to get loose again to to do it. I'm done for the night, right?
Yeah.
Well, and
So
Judge,
I think when they came up with the swing off, they assumed they'd have Otani and Judge and those guys, the big boys, but they didn't know that they'd leave the game in the fourth inning and not want to swing, So
Judge and Otani had, I guess, left the stadium. A bunch of guys left. So after the Milwaukee debacle in 2002, when it counted now and
yes,
decided home field, I think part of the rule was you could not leave early. Well, clearly they've gone back to it. So guys are jumping on private planes to go home.
oh sure.
Judge probably watched it from home.
Oh yeah, that's what It never occurred to me until I heard who they were announcing, and then you realize Dave Roberts and Boone were in the dugout saying, "Who got anybody who's ready to hit?" Because all the starters are all gone. So
Well, yeah,
it
Dave
wasn't-
Roberts was like, the Marlins guy. He's just finding this out right now, but he's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
batting second for us.
Yes. Well, and baseball, they're such backward thinkers that nobody ever thought that they're not going to get the big guys in the swing off. So does this count as a National League victory or not?
Yeah.
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 Or is it a tie and then they
No.
just
No,
put
it's
an
a win.
asterisk next
It's a National
to
League
it?
win.
It's a win.
Instead of just saying we don't want to hurt any pitcher's feelings that he doesn't get in the game, whatever happened to saving 2 pitchers for extra innings after Milwaukee? That's
Yeah, I think
what's wrong
I don't.
when
I
you're
think part
already
of it's
when you're already putting a guy on second base. How long is it going to take?
well, and I was telling you because we had a similar discussion earlier today on Mackey and Judd about like, would this be the next step after runner on second base? I do think there's a very logical next step, which is bases loaded. If you need more, let's
Yeah.
because think about, okay, in hockey, at least and in soccer with penalty kicks and with hockey in the shootout, it's the players that are determining it in a weird form, but it's still players doing it. If you have to go to a home run derby at the end of a
Yes.
baseball game, you literally have like Tommy Watkins pitching
Yes.
because you have like an assistant coach or something, a bullpen coach throwing the
Yeah,
pitches.
it makes a complete farce of every All-Star game I ever went to and covered as a serious event, right? And you know what? I would imagine the public kind of liked it, right?
It's
Yes.
kind of fun. Yeah, it's kind of
Yes,
fun.
the public liked it.
and that's all that counts, So,
Clayton
It's coming,
Kershaw
Pat.
mic'd up was another great one last night.
Yeah, it was
he's
awesome.
So he's literally asking John Smoltz, "What do you want me to throw here, Smoltzy?" And Smoltz goes, "Cutter inside." He goes, "I don't even throw a cutter. Smoltzy. I'm gonna throw a slider here."
yeah, well, that was during the Reusse blackout, so I didn't see that. I saw a couple of innings to start, and then I saw the 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 rally by the American League in the ninth. So I saw the ninth, and then here comes the swing off, and because I didn't know there was. Did you know there was a swing off?
I had no idea that was happening.
It was implemented for last year. They didn't have a tie game, but here's the weird thing: they didn't talk about it last night until the game was the game was tied, like with 2 outs in the ninth. They started to talk about it. They kept it very hush hush, and you didn't know the rules until they actually said we're going to a swing off.
Well, it sounded like they were making it up as they went along, really.
Basically,
and the managers, they're trying to get the 3 outs and win the game. They're not saying, "What if we have a swing off?" Oh God, that's unbelievable.
And the best part too is that there's a very specific rule that's been put out on Twitter today that said the MVP of the All-Star Game is supposed to be decided by what happens within the actual game. So if it goes into a swing off, the MVP is not a guy who was successful in the swing off,
But
and they just
gave
ignore.
They
ignored
gave it
it.
to Schwarber anyway, right?
Yes, instead of
Yes.
Pete Alonso.
So if you did this in the regular season and you have, let's say, Kyle Schwarber, or let's say that who's the Twins example? Let's say that Harrison Bader is just
If
awesome
you-
at the home run derby, right?
But-
It wouldn't
but-
count.
But the home run it would be somebody slopping the ball in there, right?
Yeah, literally be Tommy
Aaron
Watkins.
Sabato would have to be on your clock
Yes.
for the swing off.
I know.
He's your 26th man, Aaron Sabato.
Joey Gallo would come back.
Yes,
Miguel
yeah.
Sano would
Bring back
come
Joe.
back.
That's right. Bring back Joey. He can hit him 900 feet, man.
So
Sammy Sopo.
that guy could win you 10 games,
Yes.
12 games, and have
In
none
this,
of it count toward your statistics or
in
your
this swing
WAR.
off. Is there a more desperate game than baseball? Is there a more desperate game than trying to get attention with the younger crowd than the grand old game? I mean, it's just desperate.
You know what's funny? So yesterday we were doing our O-line committee podcast with Jeremiah Searles and Alex Boone, two wildly popular former
how's
Vikings.
Searles? I haven't heard Searles. Searles great.
He's I mean, they're both awesome, and
I know,
Jeremiah
Boone's
is more the
crazy,
responsible adult, and Boone's the
yes,
man child.
right. Yeah.
But like professional athletes, Boone's kids play baseball, and he's a big baseball fan. He coaches their baseball team, and I love baseball. And so we're talking. We took a side street yesterday, and the names between Boone and I, the names Cal Raleigh, Juan Soto, and Pete Crow Armstrong came up, and Jeremiah had this blank look on his face. He's like,
Oh yeah.
he goes, I don't follow baseball, and I have no idea who those three guys are.
Yeah.
And it
well,
was like, part of it was like, well, that's kind of funny that you don't follow, but it's true. Like,
oh yeah.
Cal Raleigh is going to hit 60 home runs this year.
Yeah, he's gonna
And-
break. He's gonna break Mickey Mantle's switch hitter record, which is 54.
Yeah.
Right.
And
he's gonna
not that
Cal
many
Raleigh.
people know who he is.
No. Although they were bragging about the home run derby ratings being up like 100,000 because of they gave Cal Raleigh the credit for that. So
Okay.
because so they must have had a good rating in Seattle or something. But I mean it was the funny thing is you go to the swing off after you really had a good ninth inning. I mean that rally, the Buck going the other way, Witt going the other way, and then Stephen Kwan doing his Stephen Kwan thing, just chop it and run. I mean it was classic baseball inning, and now the swing off.
Here we go.
Swing. I'm calling it the swing better swing off. Swing better swing.
Brent Rooker, by the way, man, he keeps
He's
climbing the list of regrettable Twins decisions, doesn't
Oh
he?
yes, and it took a long time, but now people are looking for reasons to bash this team, and giving up Rooker 5 years. When was it? 4 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
How many years
first
ago?
season.
2 All-Star games now.
Yes.
Bunch of 30
Well,
home run seasons.
He's who did they got Pagan and
Paddock.
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 Yeah, Paddock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And
And the Padres DFA'd him.
They could use a right-handed hitter. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Why
Padres did DFA him.
Of all the ballparks to acquire him for, Petco might be the dumbest ballpark to
Yes.
acquire that guy for.
Yes. Yeah, he doesn't hit the 900 footers. He kind of hits them.
He ropes them. He ropes
Yeah,
them.
he ropes them, but yeah, he's well. It's fun for the fun for the Pohlad hitters. Blame it on the cheap Pohlads, even though they took on more money when they traded him.
They've
than
actually
they
paid quite a bit of money to
Yeah.
Chris Paddock
did.
unnecessarily.
Yes, unnecessarily. You think he's going to get traded?
I mean,
Paddock?
is
No,
there a
they
market?
probably think they're a wild card contender now, huh?
They do.
Right-
As of
right now,
yes.
they probably do. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you one thing though. When it's all said and done, Buxton's this season is. This season, the Twins are admirable for one reason. This guy's making the greatest comeback in Twins history, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what he's doing.
It's
And
one of the great seasons in Twins history.
And everyone in Minnesota, on TV, they thought that was a double, maybe. When that ball went by first, everyone in Minnesota knew it was a double to lead off that inning because there was. Put it in your pocket, buddy. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
And
Yeah, it's fun.
And the Joe Ryan story is good too. That Ryan's taking care of his kids, and they're and Ryan had a nice inning, so good for him. So anyway, the
All right.
All-Star game. Now you know what? I was mad at the TV blackout, but as a guy who was first All-Star Game watching was about 1956. I'm glad I missed it. You know,
Willie
all
Mays
right.
would have killed in the swing off. That's all I got to
He
say
really
about
would
that.
have.
And
Great.
Willie wouldn't have left early because he was on the top step screaming to win the games back then. So,
Love it.
all
All right,
right.
Pat.
See you,
Reusse
gents. Yeah, bye.
Unchained. We'll see you on Friday here. Reusse Unchained on Scorner.